Hey, how's it going? And welcome to AfterBuzz Anime Reviews. Today we're talking about Kakegurui episodes 1 through 6 and all of its crazy glory. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I'm just like, do the walk.
Uh-oh.
Yes!
Wow, I love the lights accompanied with it.
Oh my gosh, like, I did a post with it. Okay, so you guys, if you don't know, this is for the closing theme song for Kakegurui. And I just love that theme song and her just walking. So I did a post on my Instagram stories and was like, when haters gonna hate, you're just like, I don't care.
Yeah, I love the track too, because I was talking to Anthony and we were like, oh yeah, it's kind of like a 90s video game.
Yeah.
Like the choose your character.
Yeah, and that's just some logging. Well, anyway, welcome to AfterBuzz Anime Reviews. We're breaking down Kakegurui episodes 1 through 6. So this is a new anime after show, and we're going to break down different anime shows along the way, and we'll tell you what we'll be covering next. And next week we're doing the end of it. Episode 7 through 12. My name is Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D Lane. That's Karidlane. And you can find we have a Twitter for this, and it's ABTV Anime.
Yes, guys, and I'm Oliver Drennan. Follow me on all social media platforms at OllieDreamer.
Yeah, and we have a couple other members as well, but they weren't able to make it today, so they'll be back next time. So, initial thoughts. I mean, clearly, I'm a little excited about this show. It's a show I wasn't sure about, and I'm like, I really like it.
Yeah, because when Carrie, you're like, we're gonna do this after show. We're gonna cover this show, and I'm like, what is she making me watch? The first episode, I'm like, what is going on?
Yes.
But I'm kind of invested into it now. As
Right?
I think it's just anime in general. I'm an anime lover, just in general, and I think once I'm like sitting down watching something. And I'm also watching it on English dub. So
I was wondering.
This is a different,
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting to see like our different perspectives.
Sure.
But yeah, I think even with English dub, it makes it even more ridiculous.
Oh, I bet.
As an
couldn't
English
imagine.
speaker. But like I said, I'm invested. I need to know what's going to happen next. And I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I did.
Yeah. I'm really curious. We have Alexis and Patrick will be joining us next week, and early emails, Alexis was like, I'll save it for later on Twitter. And I'm like, oh, good. I want to know what you think.
But that's good because we're going to have people
it's fun.
with different opinions.
We can all agree it's a bizarre show. I mean, to say anime is weird is redundant, is the thing I say a lot. But this show just has they go to extremes so often.
That's an
you're
understatement.
just like, the faces, I don't like the lips. I was talking about this, like when they just have big puffy lips. In anime, they don't normally have big lips. I don't know, it looks weird to me. So yeah, we're just breaking down 1 through 6. The style of animation, what do you think?
I think it's really pretty. I think it's we see lots of red in the color palette, and it's very also kind of like you feel like the sense of conformity, like everyone's, because it's like they're out of school, you know, and it's very interesting how you feel that sense of conformity, but also in Japan, isn't it illegal to gamble? So, or isn't gambling like very restricted, especially if you're underage? Clearly, like at a high school. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's very interesting that these kids who are underage.
I mean, they have pachinko parlors and stuff. They're all interesting kids the stakes at which they're gambling seems like it should be illegal of like their life literally, and you could die or being in debt. It's just
and we learned that it's from the president. I know this is getting ahead of ourselves, but the president is kind of like the student body president is the one who kind of made it this way in the school. Yeah. So it's kind of like, I want the president to be dethroned. I want to
know how it got that way.
Yes. See, this is why I'm like, I need to know. I need to watch the next 6 episodes.
Our main character, Yumiko, do you think there's something supernatural going on?
Oh, that's what I was
with
thinking.
With those red eyes.
Yeah.
But then again, we have our other character later. I want to say it's Midari, the one who has the crazy, she's the one with the gun. She also gets that too. So I'm like, I don't know if that's just like a bigger representation of what they're going through, literally sexually and stuff.
Yeah.
But we have this shot here of okay, so Midari, this is later. This is episode 4 or 5. It's later.
I think it's 4.
4. Because I watched 1 through 4 and then I watched 5 and 6. Yeah, this is 4. So she like essentially masturbates in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
like,
pretty sure that's what happened.
Yeah, okay.
She kind of,
Yeah.
it didn't show any, well, kind of.
It implied enough that I was like, did they just, they did.
Yeah,
okay.
I was like, what is she going to do with the gun? Is she, because she keeps touching herself. And I mean.
She does. She licks it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's sweating. A lot of characters sweat a lot, and they're really climaxing in a sense.
Yes.
But I don't know. I don't know. But that's really interesting that you bring up that supernatural element, because I wasn't sure if that was a thing. I remember I think in the first episode, someone points out there's like a snake in the garden or something like that. Do you remember that? So I was wondering if someone caught on some kind of like interesting presence from Yumiko. But I also think it could not be supernatural at all. It could just be very well be them being over infatuated with greed, with gambling and money.
Compulsive gambler is the English translation. I wondered that because it's like anime has the teardrop, or they have like where they'll switch style of animation to express how a character's feeling. So it might just be that. I kind of almost want it to be supernatural, but I want to know more about Yumiko. I'm like, is there more?
Because she's a new.
She just appears.
Yeah, it's like, who is this character? There's got to be something.
Yeah,
she's a good gambler too.
She's very good and extremely perceptive. That how did you like that as the episodes progressed? That she was catching on the cheating.
Oh yeah, it was. I think it's awesome, but like I'm like, man, they're really like finding ways to cheat, like the most ridiculous ways. But it's also very like she's very perceptive. Yeah. So I think there's something about her that just is not completely human. I think. I don't know. I just don't know what it is, because I think this is a manga, right?
Yeah.
Too, right? Mm-hmm. So, and I have no knowledge of the manga.
I haven't read the manga yet either. Second season's already been announced. Yeah. Which is awesome. We haven't finished it. I stopped. Okay, so guys, I know this has been out on Netflix, but I stopped at 6. Yeah. And was like, that ends with such a cliffhanger. I like actually threw my hands up in the air like, no, I need to know.
Yeah. I wanted to keep going. I was the same. I was like, dang it, it's 6 more episodes, because it's easy to binge. It's like super. 25 minutes, right? So.
And episode 4 to 5 literally picks up right where it left off, and that was really engaging. And what do you think about how they break down the games?
The games? I think it's easy to get some of the games. I'm not that. I don't think I'm honestly like that intellectual with some of the mathematics and some of the luck and chance components, but I like the easy game, like the memory game where you have 2 decks and you have to match the cards. I'm like, yes, I understand this completely. It's also
Itsuki, the daughter of the toy maker.
Episode 2, like
so good.
I love that because I can easily get that. But sometimes it goes over my head, and I'm kind of like, okay, can this game get over with already so we can advance the plot? But it's okay, I guess, if you don't necessarily get the games, you can kind of just focus on the dialogue and, kind of like the suspense and where it's going to go. Because also we see that Yumiko, she doesn't always win, which I think is awesome. Like, I think that also is like, like Pokemon, Ash always wins. Pikachu is undefeatable.
But do you think it's part of her plan, though? Because her game, when she teams up with Mary, it's like she's thinking long term and even wanting to stay the house cat, her Mittens. Which, dude, when she gets on the floor and she's like, I'm a little house cat.
To freak out the boys.
No, that's great. I think she's extremely intelligent.
Yeah.
I think it's long game. I think she has long-term plans. Oh, yeah, because in being the house pet, she can make an official match with the class president. Mm-hmm. So,
and it's also she wants to be kind of like that underdog. People not take her seriously. Think she's kind of like this wild card. Like, no pun intended. She wants to be underestimated.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
So I think that is also very strategic from her. Yeah. Now that I think of it.
And then we meet also her kind of friend and assistant, Ryota Suzui. There's a photo of him bending over, like bowing to her. Is that him? I almost want to say.
I think it is.
Yeah. That's when she helps pay for his debt and everything, and he's just like a good ally.
Yeah.
I think she actually does like him. I don't think she's using him. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Well, I think he's definitely. I don't know. I'll be very interested in seeing if she actually like betrays him or something. But I don't see her doing that.
Yeah.
He's kind of. I think he's kind of like this vessel that we're seeing the world in. Like we're kind of. He's not that important, I think.
No.
I think he was a character to set up the world, So I don't know what he has to offer.
He's her
really.
guide because
Yeah.
he's like, well, let me take you to where this is.
That's
he knows
true.
where things are because Mary's not exactly going to help her,
Mm-hmm.
which that was a nice, easy name to remember. Somebody commented that like one of the subtitles, they didn't put her last name. They wrote like Mary Mary. I didn't really notice. Side note with subtitles, if any of you have trouble, rewind and play it again. I had that trouble where I was watching and some characters started talking and there was no subtitle. And I'm like, what the heck? But if you rewind it, play it again, it's fine. And then there are moments where if you watch enough anime, you kind of know what someone's saying-ish, where I'm like, that's not what they said, but it's fine. I like his character. Actually, his character is a good point that most characters on the show are female.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much all girls, and then, like, he's one of the few nice male characters.
Yeah.
Actually, there we go. This picture is, like,
the school,
all ladies.
Yeah, the school is run by females
Powerful women.
only. And I think there's one guy in like the student council.
Yes, there's the one guy. He's in that photo.
Yeah.
The classic glasses. Pushing
So
the glasses
shady.
up.
And it's just white. You don't see his
the
pupils
glare.
or anything. Oh, I love it.
But then there's the douchebag guy that they play.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm so glad they beat him.
Yeah. I could not stand him at all.
I was wondering, like, how is this working? What are you doing? And then it, like, how they win. It's like in a movie when they break down, like, this is how we did the heist. And I was like, oh, good, because how does this work?
Yeah.
Like, no, it's not against the rules. That's when we get Sayaka, Side Pony. We're doing abbreviations because some of the people I'm like, because some characters, they don't say their name enough, so then it's a little hard to keep track. I thought her character was super interesting because she's so composed.
Yeah.
And then when the guy starts, like, breaking the rules of being violent, she, like, goes psycho mode.
Yeah. You see these different sides of these characters.
Yes.
You see it from her. She tasers him. Tasers?
Yes.
Tasers?
Yeah.
Tasers.
Tases.
She electrocutes him. No, not really.
Tased?
She tased. Yes, she tased him.
Yeah.
And, you know, she's this very cool and calm, collected character, but we do see that side to her.
Yep.
And also, there was an interesting moment with her in the end of the episode.
Dude, touching the chair?
Yeah, she seems
Yes.
like she's really
She has
into...
a thing for the president, class
Absolutely.
president.
So I'm all about, you know, these queer components as well.
Okay. I'm glad you brought that up because do you think it's being told through the lens of like a male gaze of like this is just because it's mainly women being sexual to women.
Yeah.
We haven't seen any queer guys really yet. Yet there might be. I love the lady queerness. I'm loving it. I find it hot and it's funny and sexy at the same time.
Yeah.
Because it's like the people kind of uncomfortable and then you're almost uncomfortable because you're like, wait, what's going on? And then you're like, oh, I like it. Like when she grabs, Yumiko grabs Mary as Mary's trying to leave and she's like, you're touching my boobs.
Yeah.
But she has the blush and she's like,
And
oh my
then,
goodness.
we just see like the shot of their, like, their skirts.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, yes, I'm kind of here for this, you know?
And then when the class president is talking to Mary and on the couch and she does like the knee to part Mary's legs, you're like, ooh, this is not quite consent. This is getting creepier. So do we think, and then this is definitely for you viewers as well, comment down below. Love to know your thoughts because I'm not 100% sure myself. Is this made from like a male gaze in terms of making it sexual just for like the man viewing, quote unquote? Or is it just a much better exploration of a freer exploration of sexuality?
That's I didn't even think about that. Because, I think, what is it, Ryota? He's kind of like...
He seems straight.
Yeah.
He seems like a straight dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like your basic cookie cutter guy.
I want to believe that it is, like, just queer females and, you know, their experience through school and gambling. And I don't know, maybe it's a gamble to be queer in, like, in Japan.
I like that,
you know, luckily that there is yaoi and there's yuri in Japan. You know, they are very, like, you know, queer friendly with some of their, with some of their media and also their manga. So hopefully I would like to see some love story in this show. Because
so far it's just been purely sexual, not really romantic yet. And that's a good point that you brought up with Ryota because he isn't really looking at them sexually because, again, the moment with Mary and Yumiko, he's like, ooh, you guys are getting more friendly.
Yeah.
Like, he's uncomfortable. He's not like, oh,
he doesn't
maybe take it off.
Yeah, which is kind of nice. It's like refreshing. You would think he would get like a nosebleed or something.
He's like, oh my. No, he like is like, whoa. Though... I don't know if it's quite romantic yet, but Yumiko does seem, and Mary seem to maybe be a thing. Not quite very romantic, but they're a pair.
Yeah, they can, or you can triangle it like with Ryota. Like maybe he's interested in Yumiko, but also it's like this love triangle of also Mary and Yumiko.
Because she looks at him when he's looking at them, and he's like, she's all embarrassed. I'm like, is she embarrassed because she likes him, or because she's being caught like being attracted to a woman? Hard to say. We're gonna see how it ends. I was like, oh my goodness. So we kind of covered like what happens in the first episode. First one's pretty easy.
I really like the first episode just because Yumiko dethroned Mary from her high status.
I knew it. I knew it was gonna go down that way. I was so happy
because I was like, okay, Mary is going to be like this very huge antagonistic character, but no, they flipped it. She is dethroned. She's in debt, and you start to see, as we watch the 6 episodes, we start to see her kind of like be more human. Like they humanize her, and I like that fall of, you know, her status.
Yes.
And so we have to see her build up and become an ally to Yumiko and Ryoto.
And actually, excuse me, something that is cool that's brought up with Mary is when she's analyzing that contract that the student council set for her life, and she points out, I mean, it's one of those she's not pointing out, but like the show points out, she could have the perfect life any woman would want, but I want my own life. And I was like, oh, yay, show, for saying that.
Absolutely.
Like, she'll have a husband, kids, family, everything she would want, but then it's like, no, I want to pick my life. And so I was like, all right, that's
I thought that was very powerful, and you would think that maybe this would just be a show about fan service, but no, like a scene like that, having a character like that, Mary, you know, that's says something about what the course of the show is about. It's not just about, you know, the sexual fantasies and of the male gaze. It's also speaking a lot of our time and how women should be able to choose. Like, they have the absolute, you know, right to choose what they want to do with their life. They don't have to just be housewives. They can go to school. They can gamble. They can be with another woman. You know, so I think this show is also, it's not just about, you know, the boobies.
There is a lot of fan service, but I feel they do the fan service well. Like, it's because they've established these characters are getting some sort of sexual arousal from playing the game. So then you go, okay, fine. Like, it's not just randomly like, I'm walking down the street and boobs. You're like, no, it's like Yumiko gets turned on by the real gambling, not the fake. Because then it's so funny when she's like, oh, this is not, like, there's a photo, the one where it's, like, water droplets. Like, she has that moment where I'm like, it's like she's splooshed. Like, it is that moment where she's like, and, like, the drops. Because Mary gets a moment like that, too, but she's crying. It's a very different water droplet. So this, I was like, ooh, the show went there. And I'm like, that's what it's representing. And it's great to see such strong female sexuality that way. Because, you know, they have guy stuff and whatever. But, like, to see girls, like, she's totally like, I'm going to do that. I'm forgetting her name. It's actually really short. June? I think it's...
Who
in episode 4 and then 5, it's the girl who's playing at the table.
Nanami?
I think it's Nanami. Yes, because June is the dude who's douchebag. I was so glad with his takedown. So happy. I was like,
well-deserved
gross.
takedown.
He grossed me out.
Yeah. I was waiting for the moment to dethrone him, please. Yes. He's such a jerk.
Yeah. With Nanami, I liked that, and that was a moment to be sexy, but then they had a deeper meaning when Yumiko gets up in her ear, and then she's like, do you want to be like this?
Yeah.
This is this moment where you can be anything you want to be. This is, here in this space, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I was like, yes.
That totally branched off of what Mary was saying earlier. So, and I was like, yes. And to have such an innocent character like Nanami, who's, she's not an important character, but like, I feel like that says a lot to, you know, get out of that abuse. You know, whether you're a girl or a guy going through abuse, you don't deserve it. You deserve to be happy and to fight for what you want in your life.
Yeah. Well, and then good point on abuse, because she is like, to survive, I just put my head down and dealt with it. And then it's like, no, I don't have to do this. And the show did a great job of just having like 2 flashbacks of her with the long hair, cutting her hair, and we get context of who this person is. Okay, actually on a deeper, darker note, but that makes me think of it. How far do we think the abuse is of the house pets? I think it's probably all the way to rape. Possibly.
You think so? Oh, possibly, because we saw with June, with Yumiko, he wanted her to take off all her clothes in episode 4, when then Madari came and saved the day.
So I think so, but I like that the show doesn't glorify that or whatever, but they have enough there that they could be abused very far. Like, this is serious and your life sucks.
It's not even like showing us. Usually you want to be shown, but it's also like very hinting.
Yeah.
It's telling us, not really showing us, I guess. It's kind of weird. You want to see it, but also you don't want to see it.
Exactly.
But then again, who would want to see rape, honestly?
Yeah. So. Well, or the moment where Yumiko's was surrounded by the guys. We know where this is going, and then they stop, and we're like, okay, good. It just kind of skirted that edge. Yeah. Actually, that made me think with Mary when she gets out of being the house pet, and then those girls are like, we're friends, right? Mary, good mask on her face. She's like, yes, of course.
But she's being strategic as well.
Oh, she is, yes.
But I definitely like that the show isn't so explicit, also not only with the abuse, but also with like the sexual. Like, I really don't think it's that sexual. I mean, at least I don't need to see, okay, maybe it is, but
there's no nudity.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You don't need to see full-on boobs. Yeah. You don't have to go like High School of the Dead with it, boobs.
There's no bouncing.
Jiggling and then,
not really.
Total seeing panty shots all the time.
And it's not all ginormously scary boob characters too. That's one thing where I just get like, I roll my eyes because I'm like, really, does every female character, it just is.
To have big boobs.
Yeah, it's unrealistic. Like, Mary looks normal, and then like some of the other characters, like, they're a regular variety of people.
Yeah, I feel like Yumiko's the only one with like
she's bigger.
She's busty.
Yeah,
but people are busty, so
yeah. But it's not like every single one. So
exactly.
then you're like, okay, good. And nothing against big boobs. It's just like boring when everybody looks the same.
It's cool to have a variation of characters.
Speaking of boobs, yeah.
Boobs.
So one of the other matches that was interesting that you brought up was episode 3 they have the Yuriko, the student council lady of the culture club.
Yeah.
That was a cool game. And I like how they exposed that breaking the rule too. I'm. It's not too formulaic for me. What about you? At first, the first episode isn't quite like, here, I'm gonna reveal how everybody's cheating. It just kind of introduces it, and each one, since they're such different games and they're cheating such different ways, it doesn't feel redundant to me. What about you?
I think, well, for me, I just think I will get a game sometimes, and sometimes I don't get a game. Or sometimes it just kind of goes over my head, and I'm kind of, like I said, I just want to know what's going to happen next, and whether you, just tell me if they win or lose, okay?
Yeah, break it down for me.
I personally didn't really enjoy this game. I guess maybe I just didn't get it. Maybe it was a really easy game to get.
That was a weird game. I agree.
But I think this is off topic. Well, no, it's not. But I liked Yuriko. I actually really liked that character because she wanted to stay in power in order to protect some of the her friends, her classmates. Because were they pets, or she didn't want them to become pets?
Yes, exactly. Because the way they cheat, she can keep them from being pets.
Yeah. So I thought that spoke a lot about her character. She's not just this antagonistic character. She's doing it not only for her position, but to maybe is more than her. It's about her friends and protecting them. So I thought that was awesome, and I wanted her to win. I was like, no, sorry, Yumiko, but I kind of want what's her name? I keep too many names to remember.
Well, Yumiko. Yumiko.
Yeah, I wanted her to win, and she ended up winning.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, you want the cheaters to be found out, but then it's interesting when they have different intentions. Like the second episode when we meet the Itsuki, the little girl with the daughter, the toy maker and the cards, and you're just like, okay, you're just scamming people. That you're just winning to get ahead, and that was like.
Yeah, because
she's her nail thing.
She's a rich girl.
Yeah,
I loved how she was like product placement to the camera.
Yes,
she's just like new pack, and I'm like, they're just cards, aren't they? Just cards. Oh, new state of the art pack. It was hilarious. But yeah, their creepy nail fetish.
Oh,
that was insane.
Cringe. That's one of my we talked. Okay, so we also, if you guys don't know, we have a horror movie news show also Tuesdays at 4 p.m. that Ollie's on, and our engineer in the booth, Tony. And we talk about other horror, but we talked about like what makes you cringe horror-wise. Fingernails, like hurting fingers and stuff, to me makes me like.
Yeah, that is like a no. That's like an Achilles heel, definitely, for sure, where you just cringe. And I was like, oh my god, Yumiko's biting her nails.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
no!
How do you even remove those?
No.
Itsuki? How do you say her name?
I'd go with Itsuki.
Itsuki. Oh, she was so crazy.
She was super bizarre. The fingernails. I think it's because we've all hurt our fingers. We've all broken a nail. had a hangnail or something like that. So
It's
you know how much it could hurt, and you know it would be more. So you're just like, ah.
It's something you can relate to. It's that is a sensitive area on the body.
Oh yeah. So I wonder how much more they're going to get into the life schedules. So technically, Yumiko gets one too. Mary, in her fantasy one, rips it. So I wonder where they're going to go with those. Because also how they pointed out that Yumiko has the money to pay back the debt. And then they were like, she has a lot of money. Not only child, no parents, sister comes from money. Those paper cranes out of money. I was like, whoa. So I want to know why she's holding off. Well, yes, we said maybe to do the class president. But I wonder.
But there could be more.
If there's more. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe she wants one of those life schedules. No.
You think?
I don't know. Let's see if there's any other. Was there any other moments in some of these first episodes that stood out to? Oh, actually, you know what? We haven't talked about episode 6, which we've talked about 1 through 5 pretty much, because 4 and 5 kind of blend together a bit.
Well, first, I think it was episode 4. This is a really quick scene. I think it was the end where Mary's just like yelling at June. She's like, "You fool!"
Yeah.
That was probably my favorite part of this series
She's
by
like,
far.
"Baka!"
It was so funny. Oh my god, because I'm watching it in English.
Oh,
so she
yeah,
just
that's
says,
true.
"You fool," and it's so much more like comical than like it would be on Japanese.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think I want to continue watching it in English and then maybe rewatch it in Japanese.
Yeah, then go back.
Because then
later.
you know what's going on.
Exactly.
So you don't really need subtitles or pay attention to them at least.
Their subtitles, they do a pretty good job. Some shows I feel go really fast. Like you have to pay attention really hard to not miss them. This one does pretty well, though. I have noticed. I don't know if it's a Netflix bug. I don't know if it's on my system, but sometimes a section, like half a paragraph, won't be there. But then if you pause, go back, and then play it, then you're fine.
That's so weird.
It's super weird. But yeah, that part, she draws out the word. She's like, "Baka!" and like draws it out. And then she's funny.
She's all
She's like,
detailed.
Yeah.
The sweat or the water, whatever it is.
I got my pseudo Mary pigtails.
Yeah,
but I was like thinking
very Mary today.
Try.
Very Mary today.
Teasing because I don't know if I'll actually accomplish this, but I'm thinking I want to try to do a Yumiko cosplay for our next episode, which will be the finale of this show. We try closet cosplay, and then we can talk about that because that's another thing we'll be talking about. This show is we'll talk about cosplay, other parts of the anime community, and have guests later on. So,
woo!
Yes.
I'm super excited.
Me too. I'm like, yay! It was just the beginning. So episode 6 is. Oh my gosh. We get more of the crazy lady, Midari. Oh, I mean, everybody's kind of crazy, but she's like, I love that the show, there was a moment where I'm like, dude, she's nuts. And then Ryota's like, she's crazy. I was like, thank you. That's exactly what I was thinking. And then he's like, dude, she's crazy. So I was like, oh, good. This show is self-aware in that sense.
I love how she's not the most pleasing beautiful character to look at, but she's also the head of the beautification squad, which is very like, I'm like, okay.
And her guards are like busty ladies. And it's like women who drag people away. Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, you could totally tell she was crazy because when she saved Yumiko from June, she was like, why won't you do me? Or something like that. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. But, and then she's like, no, class president is mine. And then Yumiko, like, come on, you'll play with me. And then when she's begging Ryota, she's like, come on. And just, so weird. And she's like straddling him, and he's just like, what is going on?
Oh yeah, I'm interested in seeing like if we're gonna hear about her backstory because I feel like everyone has kind of like a backstory.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I want to know.
So is her eye patch because she shot herself?
Yeah.
I'm wondering.
I want to. Yeah.
She's like, you won't die, and I'm like,
Yeah, and I want to know if there's some like good in her. I mean, she saved Yumiko, so that was good. But I want to know if she's not just crazy. If there's a reason why she's crazy.
Because she listens to Yumiko a little bit. Like, she's like, wait, hold on, let's talk. And then she's like, okay, well, what are you talking about? And then, oh wait, I got rules. And then she's like, you're so weird that you're bringing rules to my game. And I don't think I'd play that game, not with a live gun. I was
Did you kind of feel bad for her? I don't know about you, but I felt a little bad for her when like they didn't want to play her game, like her crazy game.
And she's like crying.
Yeah, I was like, why am I pitying this crazy character all of a sudden?
Well, she wants to play with the class president who won't play with her.
That's true.
Yeah.
But Yumiko will play with her.
Yeah, she's like, oh, okay, close second. Oh, it's so bizarre. But I love it because it's so weird. And then, we had the cliffhanger at the end of, like, don't shoot that gun. And you're like, Oh, yeah, and then the joke of, like, that thing we have, hint, hint. And he's like, maybe it's nothing. That was funny. I'm like, wait, do they have a thing? And it's like, no, it's just messing with her. Any other thoughts on 1 through 6?
No, I'm just ready to move forward and find out the rest of the
that
characters.
Cliffhanger, yeah.
Because even like a crazy character like I don't remember her name. Ryuta? She's the one with the jacket.
I actually didn't write her name down because I'm like, we didn't see her much.
We saw her like for a split second.
She was doing the contract. Yeah. The video game
and then
girl.
but she had a split second of kind of like, oh my god, where she goes, her voice goes deep.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. And like, because usually it's so high pitched, and she's really tiny and squeaky and cute playing video games.
Do you remember what she said where it went deep? Because I don't think they did that for Japanese.
Something that I think it's like you owe something. You owe us
get
something.
Get serious.
Like,
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
I want to know the rest of the characters, especially the masked one.
Yeah.
That one's creepy.
I need to know more.
Talk.
Yeah. I need all these people. I'm like, I need to know more. And actually, it's funny. Even though it's not just card games. It's a gambling show. It's essentially a sports and fighting show combined. Because there's a battle. She's going to the big boss, and it's like a team-ish and playing, but it's cards mostly. They have other games too, but it's primarily a lot of different kind of games. But then there's the ones that have the picture, so I'm like, that's kind of card game.
Who's your favorite character so far?
I love Yumiko. I'm like main character. But I'm liking Mary more as we're getting more depth to her because she's not just a cookie cutter bad girl. She has this plan too, so I want to know more from her.
Yeah, I definitely.
I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah, right now I think it's Mary because she's just so like. She's like a Squidward. Like you're rooting for her. You don't want her to go through. You don't want her to suffer, even though she's like she's had it good for a really long time. But it's cool seeing her, kind of have like this redemption arc.
Yes.
So I just like she's just like a prissy like princess character, and so I love seeing that type of archetype thrown into like just
but fell on her ass and then coming back up, so then that's fun to watch because then she's not up on her throne the whole time. And you can get the sense that she wants to help Yumiko. I think she does too. She's like I think she thinks the school system's messed up and wants to do something about it too.
Because it totally is. It was a little messed up.
So that brings us to the end of talking about episodes 1 through 6. Leave your comments down below on what you think on the show. We're going to talk about 7 through 12 next week. So now we have some news, anime news. So something I'm sorry I didn't know about this before, but in Little Tokyo, our Arcane Maid Cafe is a thing. They had a pop-up Kakegurui Maid Cafe this past weekend, and I'm like, that's so cool. So they had a stage show, they had card and tabletop games, but albeit with much lower stakes. This was via Anime News Network. I will try to be up to date on other news like this and let you all know if you're primarily, we'll probably have more Los Angeles-based stuff, but I do have some news for nationwide as well. But yeah, that's pretty darn cool.
That is. I've honestly never been to a maid cafe.
I went to a bunny cafe in Japan.
Oh, wait. Is that like are they
there's there's just little bunnies and you sit and hold bunnies. But no, there's a maid cafe. Mochi Maid Cafe. They're down in San Diego.
Cat Cafe?
No, sorry. It's a maid cafe in San Diego, and I think it's like Mochi Maid Cafe. I'm sorry if I can't remember it. But they're down by San Diego, and I met them at a smaller anime convention, and I'm pretty sure they're still going. Oh, nice. All right, so quick news. So we have Viz Media is releasing a new romantic comedy manga series, Kaguya-sama Love is War, by Akasaka on March 6th. This is the cover of that one. As leaders of the prestigious Academy Student Council, Kaguya and Miyuki are the elite of the elite. But it's only at the top. Lucky for them, they've fallen in love. There's just one problem. They both have too much pride to admit it. And so that one, I'm like, that sounds cute and adorable. I love that kind of like romantic, silly stuff. So we have another picture here. Then another manga coming out on March 6th. It's a new shoujo manga series called The Young Master's Revenge. This one is Meika Tanaka is the creator of Meteor Prince, which I read a little bit about that, which that one was a cute series. So in this new series, when Leo was a young boy, he had his pride torn to shreds by Tenma, a girl from a wealthy background who was always getting him into trouble. Now, years after his father's successful clothing business has made him heir to the fortune, he searches out Tenma to enact a dastardly plan. He'll get his revenge by making her fall in love with him.
I love how that's your revenge.
I know, right? You'll fall in love with me. So those are via Viz Media, coming out March 6th. And then another new title for cat fans. This one is Neko Atsumi Kitty, based on the Neko Atsumi Kitty Collector mobile game. So there's Where Am I Meow? And it's an activity book featuring an array of seek and find puzzles, along with stickers and special information on the game characters, which sounds adorable.
That's so funny. I've never played the game. Have you played the
I have
game?
not, but I've seen
I've
people
had friends,
play it. Yeah.
and I'm like...
What I'm hearing, does it sound like, is it Pokemon but with cats? Is that what it is?
I don't know.
Because it says like a collector, right?
Maybe.
It's kind of like Animal Crossing. You know the Animal Crossing mobile
Yeah, I
game?
want to say it's more like Animal Crossing.
Yeah, but maybe it's also like Pokemon Go.
Then there's Seasons of the Kitty is a haiku almanac that takes readers through the seasons of the year with poems about the collectible cats featured in the mobile game. So if you play the game, you like cats, this seems like a great combo. So I'm like, that sounds super cute. Actually, then if we can do the picture of Arietti, so this is another exciting one. Viz Media expands its renowned Studio Ghibli library with the release of a new hardcover edition of the art of The Secret World of Arietti. Comes out also March 6th. Vividly illustrated art book will release exclusively in print and features story notes, commentary, and artwork from The Secret World of Arietti. I like that movie. Did you see that one?
No.
It's cute. It's maybe not my favorite Ghibli, but it's definitely really adorable.
Okay.
And now, Persona 5 fans, the Aniplex of America has launched the official U.S. website and announced the acquisition of Persona 5, the animation, highly anticipated anime adaptation of the best-selling JRPG series by game developer Atlas. I think it's Atlas. Aniplex of America YouTube page has also released an English subtitled trailer giving fans a sneak peek into what to expect this spring season.
Cool.
I know a lot of people are into Persona 5.
Yeah.
I haven't quite gotten into that one, but that's pretty cool that they've released that. Then there's another picture, I think, of it's like a cast. Yep, there we go. Some like other behind the scenes kind of photos.
That's so cool. It makes me want to like play the game and get into it. Because I'm like, I wish I knew so I could like check this out, but maybe I will.
And then, where is it? For my notes. Following the release of the anime OVA Persona 5, the animation, The Daybreakers, which coincided with Persona 5 game release, fans will now get to enjoy a full-length TV series detailing the adventures of the Phantom Thieves of Hearts. So key creators of the original game reunite for a highly anticipated series, including sound composer Shojo Meguro, and then where else? A1 Pictures, who did Sword Art Online and Blue Exorcist. Love those shows. We'll produce the series with director Masashi Ishihama, who did Erased. Oh, love that one. And Your Line April, bringing the game to TV screen. Series is scheduled to premiere April 2018. So you can check out facebook.com p5a.usa for more information on that one. And then for Sword Art Online fans, Aniplex of America announced that the Sword Art Online the movie or No Scale is now available for digital release launch. It's on iTunes, Vudu, and Microsoft Store. Are you familiar with Sword Art Online?
I'm not.
Not yet? Okay. Not yet.
Not yet.
Well, not yet.
It's a great series, I gotta say.
So good. I will say though that I was a big fan of like the beginning of the first season, and then the second half it was like and then there's a second one, and that one's pretty good too. And the movie's really good. It kind of helps to have watched the show, but you don't have to. Try not to read anything. Just go into it, because that's a show. It was nice to know nothing when I went into it, because then there was better like shockers, you know. Okay, and then so all across the country, so Anime Boston on Friday, March 30th. 5:30 to 7:30, there will be a Sailor Moon Super S Moonlight Masquerade. So Viz Media proudly presents a special opportunity to celebrate the magic and splendor of Sailor Moon with Sailor Moon Super S Moonlight Masquerade. This is a showcase of cosplay like nothing you've seen before. So watch and cheer contestants show off their Sailor Moon themed costumes. That sounds awesome.
That is awesome.
And then they can win $1,000 in cash and prizes, so that's very cool. And then also throughout the event, there'll be special previews of what's coming up in the world of Sailor Moon, along with news and enchanting premiere of a never-before-seen episode, and much more.
Now that's something I am familiar with.
You're like, oh yeah, Sailor Moon.
I've always wanted to gender bend a Sailor Moon character.
Do it.
But I know you could always do like tuxedo mask.
I've seen guys do Sailor Scouts, but they like I'm like,
yeah, they're like, instead of the skirts, it's like pants.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've totally seen it too. But I'm like,
you could do a skirt.
which character would I want to be? Oh, a skirt. Oh my God. I'm like, wait, who's skirt?
No, a skirt. A skirt.
A skirt.
Actually, since you mentioned that, I was going to do it at the beginning, but here at the end, what are some of your top favorite anime shows? And are you watching, reading, or playing anything right now?
Okay. So I guess for like my top 5, I would say in no particular
Yeah,
order.
same. I'm like,
Pokemon. Mm-hmm. I can't help it. Like, I'm a 90s kid.
Classic, right?
Pokemon. Sailor Moon.
yeah.
I'm blanking. Soul Eater. I love Soul Eater. Oh God. Okay, I'm gonna say it. Digimon.
Yeah. Oh, classic. Yep.
So good. I feel like Pokemon, is so much more popular, but I think Digimon
better
had
art style
had a
for
good
me.
story
Better
too.
story.
For sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then my 5th one, Higurashi Koroni. Which is translated to When the Cicadas Cry. It's a horror anime.
Ooh.
And it's crazy. It's really
Nice.
crazy. I totally recommend it. I don't want to like say anything because it'll spoil it. You're going to be watching it and you're going to be creeped out and you don't know what's going on, but just stick it through and just watch it. But I'm going to be playing the new Digimon game. It's already out. Digimon Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory. So I'm waiting for that to come in the mail.
Sweet.
Yeah, what about you, Kari?
Yeah, mine, I'm a huge shoujo fan. I love my pretty anime. Like, most anime, it, like, has to be pretty-ish. Otherwise, I'm like, no offense to Kill la Kill, but I'm like, the art style is like nails on a chalkboard for me a little bit. I'm like, I just couldn't.
Sometimes it's hard to watch an anime that just has a style that you don't like.
Yeah.
It could be awesome, but
it's a visual medium. It helps to like it. So I'd say I've read and watched all of Ouran High School Host Club.
Oh.
Love that one. I've only read the manga and I've watched the live action Library Wars. Amazing series if you guys haven't heard of that one. Like, all the heart feels. You're just like, oh my goodness. Trigun, comedy and action. Then Paradise Kiss. And I know, I was like, I really did like Pet Shop of Horrors. I don't know if it's quite like amazing, but something about it really stuck with me. It's kind of like a horror anthology, and the ending kind of is like meh, but like the stories along the way were just so good that it was like, yes, I love this one.
Interesting.
Any other? I went back and I'm finally watching Vampire Knight. I know it's been out forever, but you know, there's a lot of shows where you're just like, and movies, people do this too, where you're like, it's been out forever, and you're just like, I haven't been able to get to it. And then, so Vampire Knight, I just started. I'm almost at the very end of season 1, and I do like it. It's gotten better. I will say the beginning just kind of takes a bit longer to get going, and then finally by like the end of season 1, you're like, ooh, okay, now it sunk its fangs in. Yeah, anyway. Anthony in our booth wants to give his input. Well, Anthony, what are some of your fave shows, and what are you watching or reading?
Real quick, everybody, hello, my name is Anthony. You can find me everywhere at TonyBTony_. So currently, I'm actually reading Inuyashiki, which is it's nuts. It's by the same creator of Gantz, so it's also the same artist, which is one of my top favorite manga/anime. It's about an old man and a high school student that they both a meteor falls out of the sky and it hits both of them, and they wake up and they're both robots, but they have their human soul. So it's very intricate as to like what is a human, what is a like, and then they're practically like superhero robots.
Yeah.
But one's sort of evil, and the old man's more like he was about it. Like he legit got diagnosed with cancer, and then this happens to him. So it's very interesting. I'm reading that. It's already done, which I love, so I don't have to wait for chapters.
Oh, right. I hate that.
But all-time favorite animes, like I love One Piece. I've been watching that. I fell off after a while. Yeah, it's so good. It's not for everyone. It wasn't for me growing up, but recently I revisited in my high school years, and I just fell in love so much. That's one of my all-time favorites. Also, Berserk. I'm still reading. The manga's still coming out, so I'm reading the manga as well, and I've seen all of the animes and the videos and stuff, like the movies.
Yeah.
Sorry. Also, Gantz. I said that before. Is one of my favorite. Also, I saw and recently finished Claymore, which I thought was fantastic, and it's also in the same vein of it's fantastic, like fantasy horror, which I really enjoy. And I haven't revisited these shows in a while, but I want to go back to them. They're on Hulu. The first one is Ergo Proxy.
Oh yeah,
that's
a good one and weird.
because it's kind of like sci-fi horror, like
that blue
steampunk.
eyeliner.
Yeah, it's really cool. Also, I need to go back to the second season of My Hero Academia.
I haven't gotten on that one yet, but everyone says good things.
The art is beautiful and the storyline is really cool.
I really want to get. Is that on Netflix?
Yeah, no, actually, it's on Hulu.
Okay. Yeah, I want to get on that one too because that's the one that everyone has like a superpower.
They're all
whether
superheroes.
Whether it's like a good power or a bad power, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You follow a boy who wants powers, but he doesn't have any. But, like something happens that completely changes his life, so it's pretty cool.
Nice.
He's like the underdog.
That's cool.
Yeah, I've been meaning to. I've been meaning to watch that one too.
I mean, there's anime. There's rabbit hole of gobs.
Yeah.
So it's hard. So hopefully we'll help all of you navigate. So if there are certain shows that you want us all to cover, please leave comments down below. Something that's on Netflix, Hulu, or Amazon, something easy access, Crunchyroll as well, because you can do that for free. Though commercials are nice to get rid of. So yeah, if there's any other particular ones, we're doing episode 7 through 12 next week for Kakegurui, and then after that, so in 2 weeks, we're gonna do the Full Metal Alchemist live action movie. So we'll talk about that.
Oh,
break
I can't
that
wait
down
to watch
for you.
that. I know it looks dicey, but I just love that series. Oh, I forgot to mention that's also one of my favorite all-time series. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. The first one's cool, but Brotherhood just knocks it out of the park.
Nice.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that one.
So yeah, again, leave comments down below. Reach out to us on Twitter. Let us know some other animes that maybe we haven't talked about. Other ones I'm looking at too. I'm really curious about the live action Erased. It's on Netflix. That's an amazing show. I think I watched that one on Crunchyroll, and so the thought of it being live action was like, oh, that's different. And I know there's tons and tons of shows out there, everybody. So yeah, just reach out, let us know other ones. What are you watching? What's good? What's bad? What should we watch? And then what do you think of Kakegurui? Leave your comments on that one. So another thing we're doing too on this show, we're gonna do a word of the day, teach you guys a little bit of Japanese. I'm no Japanese sensei, but there's some that I've studied, and so a fun one that I thought, since we're starting off, is Hajime. I'm all excited. I'm like, bleh, I can't talk. So Hajime Mashoka is like, are you ready? Shall we begin? They had a really a fun way. I remember I had learned this otherwise, but a memory of it was at there's a J-pop festival up in San Francisco, and like before one of the events, the announcer guy's like, Hajime Mashoka? And he's like, all right guys, are we ready? And it was just really kind of a cute way to like learn it, because there's certain memories you have with words.
No, that's so funny. My memory would be like a fighting game, like Street Fighter or Darkstalkers, because even though they're imported to the US, they still have the Japanese voice acting. So like Hajime Mashoka, that's a character. I think Morgan in Darkstalkers, she says that before like the fight.
Oh yeah,
and so like that's how I kind of learned some Japanese.
Sure.
I don't speak Japanese No, I don't speak Japanese.
Well, clearly we're all fans of Japanese culture and anime, so it's fun to
you pick up those
incorporate
things.
it. Yeah, you learn little ones here and there. I mean, I don't think, guys, we're not quite going to be full sentence lessons or anything, but we'll do words or little ones. So, I was going to say, you want to try to say it? Anthony, you want to try to say it?
What was it?
So the word, I'll break it down. It's Hajime Mashoka. Because ka is separate. Ka makes it a question mark. So
it's Hajime Mashoka?
Yep. So it's like, are you ready?
Hajime Mashoka.
Yay! Hajime Mashoka. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in. We're super excited to talk anime with all of you out there. Where can people find you online?
Guys, find me on all social media platforms at Ollie Dreamer. If you like cosplay like me and Kari, follow my cosplay page on Instagram at Ollie Cosplays, and always check me out on AfterBuzz TV's America's Next Top Model after show at 8 p.m. California time.
Yay!
Sexy voice on for that.
Yeah, you're like, no, I was getting ready. I'm like, it's the theme song. Walking. And Tony, where can they find you real quick?
Oh yeah, you can find me everywhere at Tony B Tony _ Tony, and then it's just the letter B Tony _.
Awesome. And my name's Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D Lane. That's KARIDLANE. I'm also on Horror Movie News, which actually all three of us are on Tuesdays. It's 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I have a bunch of other shows, so just go follow my Twitter and you'll find out about it. Thank you so much for tuning in to this anime show. We're going to be covering lots of different shows, movies, and give you up-to-date news on what's going on out there in the anime community. Again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.